You've been working on this as well. We got word just a short time ago that there is some new video that Fox News channel has obtained that was actually taken from ICE agent John Ross's cell phone. He's now been identified as the agent who was there on Wednesday. He's accused of firing the shots that killed Renee Good at 34th and Portland. In other videos that we have seen out there, you see the ICE agent holding a phone in some of those. And apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is some of the video from his actual perspective from that
correct
that
from
phone.
His perspective in the moments up until
you know what, when you think about it, that's rather genius, because sometimes it could take weeks to pull body cam footage from the maker where it's uploaded and stored. It's when it goes to the station, a lot of times it also goes to the manufacturer of the body cams, so it could take weeks. Some cases it could take months. But if it's your own personal cell phone, well, then you can instantly upload it for transparency purposes. And that way, the lies won't continue for too long. So this is actually a good thing that he had a phone.
Beyond when that car comes by him.
Okay. We're gonna play that for you here with just a bit of a heads up, a warning that you will see Renee Good behind the wheel of the vehicle in the moments before she was killed. It stops when the shots are fired, but we just want to let you know that is what you're going to be seeing if you choose to watch.
She's clearly mentally deranged. They keep showing me this picture of some young white girl with hair everywhere, but yet she shows up to this protest to attack and antagonize police officers looking like a Macaulay Culkin going through a midlife crisis. Nothing like those pictures that they're trying to portray her as like some mother. No. She abandoned her children and her responsibilities so that she could live some weird gay fantasy lifestyle with another mentally ill woman. And they applied tapatio sauce to rugs so that it makes carpets easier to eat and edible and digestible. She came here looking for violence. Look at her face. She's not lost asking for directions. See, that's why I don't trust anybody who's a liberal or on the left. They will lie to you to your face directly. They're like those people that will steal from you, and then they will pretend to help you look for the stuff that's missing. That's what it takes to be a liberal. That's what it takes to be a Democrat. It takes a certain level of dishonesty, and you have to have no problem with manipulating and deceiving people for your own selfish purposes.
It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later.
So they're already anticipating you having to come deal with them later. But see, why did this broad get out the car, but she left her girlfriend inside the car with the dog? It seems like they knew, because think about it, it's freezing cold, it's slippery. Why'd she get out? I think this was premeditated. I think she knew her boo thing, her little chica, her little wifey was going to do something stupid. And yeah, she's gay, but that doesn't mean she's dumb. Not all gay people are suicidal. You have to get to a certain point of gayness before that hits. And maybe she just wasn't there. I mean, she's definitely at the Rachel Maddow, Ellen DeGeneres stage, but is she at the, let me go ahead and off myself stage? She's probably, several months away from there. So that's why she was able to exit the vehicle. If they were just together and they were lost, she would still be in the car. I've never been lost and thought to get out the car to look around. What am I going to do? Use a sundial? You want me to I'm supposed to find a map to get to 3rd Street by looking at the stars? That's not what was going on. These people came there looking for problems, and they found it. And they found it in a spectacular way on video, so there's no denying it. And these people around the country are watching these videos, and they're lying. Not everybody, just the part of the country that we can't coexist with anymore. The liberals, the gays. I keep trying to tell people there's only two empathetical groups in this country that have merged together now. So now they're just one group. It was the black community and it was the gay community. Those two groups have combined and they've created an army. That's who's showing up to these events. That's who's attacking and killing people around the country. The fact that they want us to be defenseless and not defend ourselves means they want us to be victims, which is not going to happen. If you want a war, don't you want an enemy that can defend themselves? That's us. You guys have declared war against us. We are here to respond. We are not going to lose our country to emotions. We are men. We've struggled with emotions forever. Only in the last 20 years have they really demoralized men to the point where they think maybe being masculine is toxic. Maybe being logical is chauvinistic. Maybe me being a tough man. Bro, listen, fuck all that. These people want you to basically disarm yourself and let your guard down and turn around so they can do you the way that fucking crazy black guy did the Ukrainian girl on that bus that day. That's what they want to do to the rest of us. But the fact is, we're not that girl. We don't trust those people sitting behind us. We know what these people are about and what they're made of. They're not Americans like us. They speak English, absolutely. They have citizenship, absolutely. But are they Americans? No.
That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? I said go get your.
Just a bit of a heads up, a warning that you will see Renee Good behind the wheel of the vehicle in the moments before she was killed. It stops when the shots are fired, but we just want to let you know that is what you're going to be seeing if you choose to watch.
I'm not mad. It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. Come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Out of the car.
So again, that is the first time now that we have seen that video again shared. We don't know where the video came from.
Okay, we don't change our plates every morning, just so you know.
FYI, this cop is not done. This cop is a hero and he will be promoted. See, what makes you a hero is not what you do when times are easy, but it's how you handle situations when times are hard. All ICE agents know all eyes are on them. People are trying to discover your identity and dox you. He did not let that fear of being prosecuted in the court of public opinion deter him from doing his job and protecting himself and fellow agents. Again, there are other things two lesbians could have been doing on this beautiful sunny day in Minneapolis. They could have went to a knitting competition or maybe some sort of a badminton tournament. Whatever Tim Waltz does for fun, since he's a lesbian, they could have done that too. They didn't have to show up and try to play a deadly dance with law enforcement. These are men with guns who are literally there for a job. Why would you want to play with them? What makes you think that our law enforcement are going to, because we've tolerated you in the past, we've let you guys get away with literal murder. These are the same people that were laughing at Charlie Kirk, and now they're mad that I'm making jokes about Ellen DeGeneres and Rachel Maddow, and I put them on a thumbnail and I put Renee bad because Renee was bad. Renee no good. Renee bad. So I'm the bad guy because I think it's funny that two lesbians in blazers showed up in a Tacoma and tried to run over the police, and they got their asses handed to them when they could have been, scissoring cardboard in another city or across the border in Canada, or doing or making kitten mittens and selling them on the internet. They could have, did something very constructive for lesbians, but instead they want to come out here and pretend to be men. Okay, cool, but this is a man's game, right? And in a man's game, the man lives, the winner wins, the winner lives, the loser passes. The losers die. That's a man's game. These women wanted to come out here and roll their dice on the table of life, and they rolled a 7. So you crapped out, but you decided to gamble. Nobody forced you to come to the casino. This roadway in Minnesota 2 days ago, was a casino, right? These women are out there and they shook the dice. They could have hit an 11 and they could have scored big, right? What if she would have just fishtailed And what if the car would have got traction? She fishtail, boom, knocked the ICE agent out of the way. Then another ICE agent comes up, and then he slips on a can of paint, like in the movie Home Alone, since she looks like Macaulay Culkin a little bit to me in that first picture. So, and I'm thinking, okay, that's what they thought was going to happen. Cool. But unfortunately for her, she rolled a 7. Okay. She crapped out. And the crazy part is this. If you guys are lost looking for directions, why did your girlfriend get out of the car? She got out of the car because she knew. And so Rachel got out of the car because she knew Ellen was going to do something dumb. And she didn't want to be a part of it. People do that all the time. Bro, I've been in a car with a friend of mine I'm thinking we're going to the store. And he's like, oh, let's go do this. And I was like, pull over. I'm not riding around with you to go do nothing stupid. Let me out. Let me out, doughboy. I don't want to be in the car anymore. You have to make that choice. She might be gay. She's not dumb. She exited the vehicle and she stood on the sideline and just talked shit to the police. And talk is cheap. You don't got a weapon on you. But when you're behind the wheel of a car, you have a 4,000 to 6,000 pound weapon, and you got to be careful where you wield it because that's a deadly weapon as well. I mean, and these people learn the hard way. We'll just watch the video in its entirety. It's only 47 seconds. And you can see these women, you can see these two lesbians are begging for it. And we decided to give them what they wanted. We gave them what they needed. We gave them everything they asked for. This was her Christmas list, and Santa showed up promptly. Some of her other gifts, but this gift might have got delayed in customs, but it arrived today. Better late than never. She got what she wanted. No fucking way. You guys don't think that looks like a midlife crisis Macaulay Culkin? That's not the same white lady that was in her teenage years with the flowing hair before she went to the university that turned her out into a lesbian and destroyed her mentally. Because remember, she looked like a normal person at first, like a woman. Now she looks like the famous actor who, you know what's crazy? He just had an appearance. He did a cameo, I think. Well, I guess he has a role in the new Fallout show. So I'm like, how is he on Fallout, but he has time to show up to protest in Minnesota? That's like, bro, when you talk about a talented man, like his range is incredible. So he's a protester today, but then he works for some kind of military guard in Fallout, which is crazy. But I mean, kudos to Macaulay Culkin for still doing acting. So basically, it seems like a bunch of celebrities showed up and they all played one role. Ellen DeGeneres, Rachel Maddow, Macaulay Culkin, and they all starred as Renee Good gone bad. I think that's going to be my next thumbnail, my next video. Renee Good gone bad. You don't take my branding. Don't take my ideas. I know some of you guys are in here. You guys are thinking like, damn, this is brilliant, right? Do not take my IP, okay? I'm the first one. Renee Good gone bad. Starring Macaulay Culkin, Ellen DeGeneres, Rachel Maddow. But she can't wear those glasses because Macaulay's not wearing them, so yeah.
Change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come
Look at her. She says, look.
talk to us later.
So she's anticipating they're about to do something right now that's going to force the police to come talk to them later. Anything that happens right now was premeditated. She knew that they were going to do something. Because see, just driving through a police scene, that's not enough for somebody to pay you a visit. They knew they were going to do something that was going to force law enforcement to come and visit them later. But again, you're rolling dice. It's a man's game. You can be smiling when law enforcement come later, or you could have been crying. She hit a 7. She put all her money on black. The ball of roulette landed on red. And now she's crying, but it's a man's game. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. Tom Hanks famously said that. And it stands true to this day. There's no participation trophies. You either win big or you lose big. And this, it doesn't get any bigger than this. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
Fine. U.S. citizens. You want to come at us? I said, go.
She's following the cop and saying, you want to come at us? So now she's pretending to be a man. She thinks she's a man. She thinks that plastic penis in her pants is real. So basically, she's like the female version of Pinocchio. It just took a wish, and now the plastic is a part of you. And nah, that's not how it works. You're not Pinocchio. You're still a chick. You're still a chick, and we can prove you're a chick because, well, you're bawling, crying after you lost a man's game.
Go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Oh, you fat shaming him? I thought that's what Democrats like fat, but you weight shaming him? So we weight shame. See, I didn't see this part of the video. I like to do this stuff live, so my reaction is natural. We all seen the initial part, but I didn't see how she kind of flexed up on him a little bit. Like look at her stance. Turned to the side a little bit like she got something for him. Bro, that's a fighting stance. And these are two lesbians who think they're guys. You're not a guy. You got a haircut that's fucked up. But that doesn't mean you're a dude. It just means you're a girl with a fucked up haircut. I don't mean to take joy in this, but this is just funny as fuck because I've seen so many lesbians harass the police and talk crazy at these. They show up to all the protests, anything that's against America, anything that's against family values or traditionalism or any of the things that our foundation is rooted in. They show up anything against it. So they show up to support pedophiles. They show up to support releasing criminals from prison. They show up to support open borders where anybody can come over here. Terrorists, pedophiles, rapists, they don't give a shit. Murderers, they don't care. Because what they're hoping is that the person that are the victims of these people hopefully will just be their political enemies. See, these are gay whites. And in the United States, it's the gay whites versus the straight whites. Gay whites, because they're smaller in stature and weak, they have to recruit other races of people, especially black people, to kind of be their security dogs. And they use their security guards to attack their political enemies. That's why you're like, I don't know why all these people hate Trump. But what they do is they convince you that you're marginalized and that all your problems come from white people. Not because you have a poor work ethic or because you have a bad attitude or because you're always late or because you steal. It's nothing to do with your character, right? It's only to do with your race and how you look. That's why nobody likes you. And it's basically, even though nobody likes you, it's only specifically white people that are your problem. And these are other white people. But remember, when you're gay, you're no longer white, you're gay. That's why you see a lot of these gay whites and they're always like, oh, white people are evil, white supremacy. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, wait a minute, but aren't you white too? Like, wouldn't you be evil and a supremacist yourself? And they're like, no, I know white. I gay. No, I know white. I gay. So that's why you got to understand who you're dealing with. People keep wanting to talk about civil war. No one wants to talk about who's on the actual sides. If you don't know the information that I'm giving you, there's a chance you might run into friendly fire. You need to know life's about not necessarily about who your allies are, but you need to be able to clearly identify exactly who your enemies are because you don't want them to get behind your lines and be on your side and, plant a bomb or something. You got to be able to know who your enemies are. Everyone else is too timid and chicken shit to point out who exactly are fighting between each other. I am not. I have no problems telling you that when the war starts, which has already started, it will be the black and the gay community versus the rest of us. That's it. Even when you see people that are not white, but they're on the left and they want to fight us, they're gays. But they're gay Indians, they're gay Mexicans, they're gay Asians. They're all on that side. It's the black, but the black community, they'll be straight, but they're the attack dogs for the gays. That's who control them mentally. They own them. And there's no breaking that. There's no really talking them down. Don't get me wrong. There are some breakaway black people who are not a part of that cult. But that's still a very small fraction of a percentage. For the majority, the entire community still votes to the left. They still, even though they don't like gays, they still support the policies that protect pedophiles and protect those people. But they don't know what they're doing. They just do what they're told. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, that becomes useful, but in our favor, it's not useful and it's not in our favor. It's in the other side. So when the fighting starts, you have to be able to know who the enemies are and who you're going to be fighting. Go to any of the rallies, turn to any channel. If it's not a gay person, it's a black person. But typically the black person might be a hybrid. Like this fucking weirdo right here. Let me see if she got her. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where is it at? We'll come back to that video. I got it already saved? Missing. I'll give you an example. DC police ICE. Let's see here. No, it's Philly. This weirdo right here.
Good afternoon. I'm Rachel Maddowlook, sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And
the fact that she calls her city a falafel and she couldn't properly pronounce Philadelphia is a problem. She is what they call a hybrid. Not only is she black, but she's gay. When I tell you I know who our enemies are, I know their makeup. It's not politically correct to say it, but I'm more so worried about being accurate than I am about being liked. I'm more worried about being accurate. So these are the people that have literally declared war on us across the country. Just because she's black doesn't mean she's on the left. But she's not she's double down. She's black and gay. And she's ghetto, and she literally is threatening our law enforcement. The same thing that the woman Renee Bad, Lil Ellen, Lil Rachel, she's the black version. These are the people that are declaring war. Are they equipped for war? No. But are they declaring it nonetheless? And they're hoping that we are going to be the bigger person and have restraint once they start getting the shit smacked out of them? Yes, but can we afford to have restraint? No, because then that means this problem will fester and come back again later. We can't allow that. But I want you guys to hear this part.
Her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good.
Renee Bad. Renee very, very, very bad. Renee no good.
This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals will, not the fake made up ICE, probably trumps a new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear?
She's declaring that the only people that are citizens. So I guess law enforcement aren't citizens, and ICE and immigration and customs enforcement. Those are not wannabes. Those are not fake. Those are actual law enforcement agencies. What the fuck is she talking about? And that's why you cannot let women play a man's game. See, she's going to write a check that another man in a uniform, his ass is going to be forced to cash. Now, she's very short and she's overweight. She's not going to be out there arresting anyone. She's not running after anyone. She's not going to do any fighting. What she's going to do is she's going to find LGBT members that are in the police force who are willing to die for her. They are going to aggress law enforcement. They're going to aggress our federal agents, and they will perish. And she will be in the background, and she will cry. She will talk. But she's not going to put herself on the front line. She's going to send your children who signed up, the brave men and women to protect our communities. She's going to send them to die by ordering them to attack our law enforcement. You need to know who your enemies are, because the reason I have an issue with women in these positions is because they're never on the front lines. Now, in this situation, Rachel was on the front line. Good for her. But these other ones, they are going to talk from behind the scenes, and they're not necessarily going to put themselves at risk. They're just not. Rachel did it. Nobody else is going to do it. The only victim here, honestly, is the dog. The dog had nothing to do with this. Even look at the dog's face. The dog's like, can we go get some hot dog? Go get a hamburger. Why you got me out here? It's fucking cold. Can we go home? Why'd they bring the dog to a gunfight? I don't know. And what if the officer would have missed and hit the dog? Then I would have been upset. I would have been pissed, right? Then I would have been out there. I would have dyed my hair pink and bought me a fucking man septum, and I would have been out there right now too. But luckily, you know, the chips didn't fall that way, or it would have been smoke. But anyway, I want you to hear about this little black dwarf. I want you to hear what she has to say about our law enforcement before we're...
Hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask.
Hey, thank you, 46. I appreciate you guys' support. If you could, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it. There's no shame in sharing these types of videos. You will be surprised how many people are just not saying nothing, but they agree with us. But it just hasn't been popular to agree with us. Until recently, our speech was limited. Trump's only been president since last year, like early in the year. It hasn't even been 12 months yet since he took office. So the whole being able to speak freely again and having our First Amendment restored is fairly new. I am going to take full advantage of these privileges. So there are others who agree. They were just basically whipped into submission, and they learned to shut up or face consequences. So share these videos. It's music to their ears, because at least us normal, sane people will realize that we are not crazy, that they're dead. Because, you know, for a while when I was living in Los Angeles, the reason I left, because I was like, I didn't see enough people fighting back. It was just me. And I was like, am I going crazy? Because why isn't everybody? Then I had to get on the internet and find out there were other people in different parts of the city that were pushing back, but we didn't know each other. Everything was so new. Now we were able to use the internet to find each other. That's how we built these coalitions. And that's how we're going to know who's who and how we can identify the sides, and we know who to team up with. So don't be ashamed. Share this video, like the channel. We have to stay in touch with each other. And I do this content all day, every day. Not always political stuff, but a lot of political stuff, because, well, if you do politics, there's no such thing as a slow day in media, right?
None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, I'm thanking God for District Attorney Larry Krasner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to wish you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you get arrested there.
There is already ICE in Philadelphia. This little black midget broad is a liar. She's an idiot. And no one, I mean, no one in law enforcement is going to dare touch a federal agent. Again, the city of Philadelphia does not have its own army. We do. We have a very robust military that we could descend on that entire fucking city, and we'll remove her. You think we remove Maduro? What do you think we'll do to this little plump bitch? Okay? She'll be removed too. There is no safe haven for those who are going to declare war against our president, against our law enforcement, and against our Constitution. We are enforcing our laws. Our laws are the ones that we all live beneath. You will not elevate anyone to be above our laws. That's not going to happen. I don't care. She can sit here and she can high sign all she want. We're already conducting ICE operations in the city of Philadelphia, and you don't see any shootouts with the local PD, because none of these cops, unless they're gay with no children, are going to be dumb enough to risk they're basically a career suicide by attacking federal agents and attempting to make an arrest. We will continue to pluck illegals and people who have committed crime. Anyone, if you cross the border illegally, you're still illegal. We're taking all the illegals and we're removing them. If you want to stand in our way, well, then you can also join Renee Bad. Renee very bad. I don't like her, and I make fun of her because she put the dogs in harm's way. Rachel and Ellen put the fucking dog in harm's way. That's where my problem. That's where my real problem. That's the core of my problem with them. And again, Macaulay fucking Culkin shows up to this goddamn protest when he should have been preparing for the new season of Fallout. I seen him in the previews. Why are you here? Is there another Home Alone episode that they're filming in Minnesota? I thought they lived in New York. I know they lived in Chicago. Minnesota's only a hop, skip, and a jump from Chicago. Maybe Macaulay Culkin got lost. I don't know. But he's he's in the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning. Just so you know, it'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's
You hear what
fine.
you hear what she said?
It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later.
Oh, so you're already anticipating us coming to talk to you later. So she knew Macaulay was going to throw his life away. She knew. So this was premeditated. She should be brought up on charges as well. She was an accessory to a crime. She's not a victim. She's an accessory.
Fine. U.S. citizen.
Yeah, you can't tell us how we're mentally impaired. You can't give us any examples. We're actually honest and we're pragmatic. We're logical and when we do everything by the book, and this kind of works to our disadvantage sometimes because we're not able to lie and scheme and manipulate like a lot of weirdos on the left. It's kind of like the left, they manipulate you with semantics. They'll say, well, gender is not sex. So gender is a man-made construct. So that's why there can be 1,000 genders and a man can be a woman can be a man. And you know what? Also, what is time? So time was also created by man. So time is a man-made construct. But if time's a man-made construct, what are years? Well, years must be made by man too. So if years are made by man, then what is age? Age is a man-made construct too. So love is love, right? That's what the left says. That's what you fucking creeps. That's what you Democrats. That's what you liberals. That's what you guys say. Love is love. So if you're 8 years old, but you're in love with a man that's 50, but you feel like you're 23, well, then I should just affirm that you're 23, even though you're 8. And this 50-year-old who thinks he's 3 years old, but he's really in his 50s, maybe I'll just affirm that he's, 3 years old and he can put on a diaper and then he can molest. And that's how they muddy the waters. They want you to see their sexuality and they want you to affirm it instead of it still being criminalized. And that's their only problem with Trump and Charlie Kirk. Now, if Trump came out tomorrow and said, okay, well, you don't got to be on the sex offenders list if you're caught with kids, all these lesbians, all these Democrats, all these fucking liberals, they would build temples and shrines to Trump. That's the only issue that they feel like they lost their rights. That's the only thing that they want. That's the only thing that's the only thing Biden Harris was offering. Why do you think they go to California? That's the only thing that they want. They want to have decriminalized sexual access to children. That's what this is all about. That's what the Civil War is about. That's what all these issues is about. It's about children. It's all it's about. It's not about anything else. Nothing else. If you gave them what they wanted when it comes to kids, the Civil War would be over. But as conservatives, as men, we were born to protect children from other bad adults. We're just not going to be able to comply with that, even if that means it could save a lot of lives and end the war. If that's what it takes to end the war, then this war will go on indefinitely. So be it.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Get out of the car.
Now, twice, she was told to get out of the car, get out of the fucking car. She decided to ignore lawful orders. At this moment, she knew she fucked up. See, this is when Ellen says goodbye to Rachel Maddow. This is when Ellen DeGeneres says goodbye to Rachel Maddow forever. Let's take a look.
Oh.
Oh, bingo. We have a bingo. Yeah, we have one less. We have one lonely lesbian right now in Minnesota. I'm sure she's already on Grindr or Tinder already. And she's trying to find a new girlfriend to help her walk her dog. And maybe this new girlfriend to keep her shit together. And they can make kitten mittens and go into a business. And she doesn't worry about her committing suicide. Get you a better girlfriend, because that's what lesbians do, right? They make kitten mittens and little beanies and bonnets for hamsters and shit. Maybe she'll find one that will focus on arts and crafts and they can use a lot of scissors. Man, I'll be honest, these lesbian jokes, these Ellen DeGeneres and Rachel Maddow jokes, they just don't get old to me. Call me corny. I'll be corny, but the shit's funny. I think it's hilarious. Kitten mittens and beanies for hamsters. Who comes up with this? Me, this guy. I think the shit's funny. So, I'll be honest. Jimmy Dore he's funny too. I think I'm trying to be a little funnier than him. And I like his co-host too. That guy's funny as hell. But this is my own version of the Jimmy Dore show. I come out with these topics. I see the funny in everything. I thought this was funny. I think lesbians are funny. I think women that cut their hair off and wear blazers are funny. I think that shit's hilarious. I think people trying to be different genders and play this game, I think it's hilarious. I think it's stupid, but I still think it's funny. You get a laugh out of it. You don't got to be so serious. I mean, yeah, she got smoked a little bit. She fucked around. She found out. Okay. She played a stupid game. She won the dumbest prize of her life. And now her girlfriend will be a one-woman mission making sweaters for iguanas. Wait, so we're talking about kitten mittens, beanies for hamsters, and sweaters for iguanas. That's fucking crazy, bro. What a time, right? What a time. The same people that made fun of Charlie Kirk are now crying because they lost one of their crochet champions. I mean, she was a bad mamma jamma when it came to those crochet needles, but she crapped out. She hit a 7. She rolled a 7. I guess we can clear her schedule for the next 1,000 years, right? I guess she's not going to make it. She's not going to be there. So if she had any plans, I hope she, wiped her schedule. People are putting, I see people putting scissors in the scissor emojis in the chat. Bro, this is fucking hilarious. And that's the thing, people, you got to give people what they want. If somebody wants to throw their life away, it's not up to you to stop them or to be sad or mad about it. Let them do what they want to do. She showed up, Ellen and Rachel Maddow showed up looking for smoke, and they found a fucking chimney. Like and subscribe, share the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on live in about 20 minutes. Remember, it's America first. It's America only.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.